guys, what's going on? It's your boy here, He-Bot, with Toys in My Closet. And you see those guys back there, those Borderlands dudes right there that you see behind me there specifically? They're looking kind of lonely, so I think it's time to add a little something to that shelf display there with them. So guess what I found? I found Krieg from Borderlands, and he looks pretty exciting. So if you stay tuned and stick with me, we'll break it down and take him out of the box and show him and showcase him and review him a little bit. See you in a few, guys. Be good. Okay, guys, I'm back, and it's He-Bot with his toy unboxing / review of Toys in My Closet. And like I showed you guys, I have here the new Borderlands Mcfarlane figure, Krieg, which was a figure that was shown a while back in Toy Fair. He was supposed to came out, I believe, a while back ago. So I don't know if this figure in particular is going to have the same type of treatment and articulations as the Mcfarlane figures have offered with the Fortnite figures. He also was supposed to be solicited with Lilith, and she also never came out. And it's a little weird because these figures really started, I believe, also in the hands of NECA. They had done, the Bandit and Claptrap, and they had showed Salvatore and a few others, and never came to fruition. Then it transitioned over, I guess, to Mcfarlane, or they both had the rights to the license. That could be the case. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Like I said, and they just made figures separately, individually based on what was going on. But as I told you guys before, I don't know nothing about Borderlands because I don't play the game. I don't really doesn't appeal to me. I know it has a very big cult following and following in general in the gaming industry. Borderlands 3 is coming out, I believe, this year. As a matter of fact, I believe on the 1st, they're doing a unveiling of the gameplay and some other big info. So I figured it'd be proper, since I found the figure, to show him off on my channel. My son is a big Borderlands fan, so I figured why not. So these figures are basically in my collection, but I know that he likes them, so more than likely when I'm gone someday they'll become his, which is fine. Because I know he really will appreciate them and love them for what they are, because he's a Borderlands fan. And as you see, Greg's packaging is really elongated. This is what he looks like in the packaging. They have the golden keys there. This is Krieg and the Krieg there on the side with Gearbox 2K Games. And it's a very long up. He's kind of tallish. And as you see there, it says Mcfarlane Toys right there. As you guys can see, right there. Ages 12 and up. Golden keys unlock your loot. Borderlands symbol from the game right there, really nice. Then you turn him around in the back, and he has a really nice, promotional shots of him and the figure. A nice lighting of what the figure looks like on packaging. It doesn't have where it shows if there's going to be any more figures in this line, but Lilith is said to be coming out very, very soon to complement, the release of Krieg. So I don't really know nothing about Krieg as far as the character in the game, but I do know that he looks pretty badass, and I hope I can take a nice look at him, review him for you, and see what happens. We'll be back in the blink of an eye. Hang tight. So guys, I'm back right off the back. He's out of packaging. As we all know, one of the running problems or continuing differences with McFarlane Toys is that when he packages the figures in packaging, he does it in packaging where you have to kind of break the whole packaging and really kind of destroy it. He doesn't really give you the option or the ability to just open it up and be able to be put it right back in packaging. For people who are mint on card or they like to keep it in boxes, to take a look at it, maybe perhaps put it back in the box to keep it put away and and display them that way. Same thing here with Craig. His packaging had to get destroyed in order to get it out. Even though it did give you the ability to open it from the back, it still didn't work well. And Craig has articulation, really nice. But the other problem with McFarlane Toys is a problem that NECA used to have as well, is that a lot of their figures, since they keep like that resin style look, like kind of like the mock-up that they show when they show a figure for the first time to promoting on what it's going to look like, it's kind of got a statue resin look to it. And, the paint job is great and all, but the figures feel brittle. So it's the same thing here with this figure, Craig. I guess is because it's still based off the older McFarlane stuff. He doesn't really use, from the older line, like stuff like Zero and Handsome Jack and Tiny Tina. They were really nicely articulated, but still feel very statuesque. They feel like articulated statue slash figures. It's the same thing here with Craig. But unlike the Fortnite figures, they're using more rubber and softer plastic, which I think it's really good, especially going forward. But he's still really nice looking figure, exceptionally well sculpted. The paint job is phenomenal, like always, and the detail is second to none. And he looks really good. So it's without a doubt that the figure is very good looking. And we start off here with his face mask, as you see here, where it has the orange patch on one side. You can see his eye there, and is strapped onto his head from the back all the way. It has a very Mad Max kind of look with the apparatus of breathing on the side. It's got the spikes on his belt here, on his gun hilt. It's got the bandana with the chain around his neck with the little medallion there. And then you see all these scuff marks and details within it, where he's definition and cut. He looks pretty dirty. This looks veiny here. He's wrapped up in bandages. They all look washed with blacks, with elbow straps and pads made out of metal, which look like gunplate metal, all the way down to the brass knuckles in his hands, wrapped up in bandages like a mummy. I guess from preventing to get scuff marks and stuff like that in battle. The piece here that goes in his arm, right here, his forearm, I guess, forearm guard. The spikes and nails, and really nicely done with a brown strap. Same thing that connects to here, which is another piece that looks almost like nails as well coming out of it. Using it as a brass knuckle almost, with the straps wrapping around his fingers. Going down here to his belt. Really nice details on the belt, sculpted only. Really nicely painted. With a nice orange, really nice orange. Pouch sculpted there on the side. A nice pad there on one of his knees. With a shin guard there with spikes. With what looks to be like fluffy wraparound. Also wraps around his knees. Or ankles rather. Same thing here where it's tied up with the brace, and then his boots and shoes looking all scuffed and worn down from being in battle out there in the sand and dirt all the time. with a metal-like look in the front, as this is black to make it look like a blue. And then you turn him around. Same thing here. He's kind of got like this rubbery thing here that connects. I guess it's to power this up, and this is like a hydraulic, but it makes it almost look like Bane. He looks like it has like a Bane type of look to him. And then the back scuff marks, black and blues, bruise marks. Bruise, he has like a freaking comb coming out here in the back when he has no hair, ladies and gentlemen, but still, you got a comb no matter what. The belt going through, pockets in the buttocks area, and then just, the back of the leg. And then you see here, obviously, the hinges for the articulation. But he looks really good. Now, I got him through Big Bad Toy Stores, and I found them there, but then I had found them in the wild on recently, like I said in the intro, while I was, out and about in a Target. And Target don't carry these in big quantities, so, it's going to be hard probably to find because they don't sell a lot. A lot of people stay away from Mcfarlane toys thinking they don't offer good articulation or figure action. So he's got a nice rotation here. Cut on the, what would be the pec and abdomen area. It's kind of really well cut. It looks part of like his cuts and definitions. So it's not too bad. And then he has, remember, he's bare chested, so he has no shirt. Arm goes up and down. They do a rotate. In this case, you see how I had to kind of rotate this way in order for it to fall back in place like that. He has a single on the elbow, a hinge and circuit, rotation in the wrist, and a hinge that goes back and forth. Same thing on this arm. Rotation also on the elbow with a single. Goes up like this far up. You can see his butterflies right there on the side. And then his head rotates, goes down this much, goes up that much, where he's looking straight, because he's kind of hunchback in design. But he does have tilt. You can tilt his head that way, or tilt his head this way, which is pretty awesome. Or keep it straight. And then, he has a split cut here, like a T almost. It goes forward like this much. Goes back this much, which is not bad for Mcfarlane, and also for the fact that he's a tall figure. There's no cut here in the upper thigh. There is a rotation here on the knee. One single joint on the knee. And then no upper boot cut here. But there is a small rotation here on the leg that actually has a little rocker to it, which is also pretty cool. And then on the waist here, even though it doesn't look like it, it does turn, even though it's minimal. It turns a little bit this way, and you can turn it a little bit this way. It's kind of tight though, but it does turn. If you see there, and then it does turn on the waist here. Not a lot. I don't know, just because it's a brand new figure and it's still brittle, but it does turn pretty decent. Maybe with a couple more usage and posing them and whatnot, you'll be fine. And so then Craig comes with two accessories. One being obviously his known weapon, obviously. Really nice holster hilt with the straps, aged and made out of metal. You can see paint job and the dry brushing is phenomenal. And the silver for the blades here, which does rotate, and it looks really good. And it's big to fit his size. This is what it looks like. in front of him. So it's a pretty nice size. And then he brings another new type of stand, which we had the other ones. Now this is another one. These are the ones that came kind of like with the Destiny figures that I also reviewed on my channel. It says Borderlands scuffed up toys you see there. I guess from packaging. And these things are done, in factories, in mass production. So the machines sometimes act up, or when they pack them in, since the paint is still hot, it'll smear once they put them in packaging. So that's his stand, kind of small for him, and he only has one peg, so you can only put it from one side, but it's a nice addition nonetheless to bring it. At least it brings it. And then I'm going to put his weapon here on this side, which looks good. And it looks pretty menacing, if you ask me. He's a big dude, this Krieg guy. I don't know how much of a good guy or bad guy he is, but he's a pretty big dude. So that's what he looks like right there, ladies and gentlemen, with the accessories and on the stand. He looks pretty good. I'll give him a rotation. As you can see, he costs retail price $17.99. In Target, I think he's $19.99. A Big Bad Toy Store has them for $17.99. So if you guys want to get them, you can get them there. And I think Lilith is also available soon, or she's available right now as we speak. So there you have it, ladies. Krieg, and I'm gonna put here next to him the Bandit. But this guy here, he was from NECA. He also had really nice paint deco and paint apps with that cell shaded look, just like Krieg, to make it look like the cell shading look of the game. And he had a little bit better articulation too. There you go. Feels like his little brother versus big brother, mutated brothers. And then over here we have fan favorite, Tiny Tina, which we can put her right there, Tiny Tina, which she's pretty crazy as far as I know. Then we'll have here Handsome Jack. Put him there, Handsome Jack. I'm gonna put Handsome Jack back here, right around there. See if he fits with Krieg. Right there. Oops. See? What a disaster. Tiny Tina. Bandit. I don't have Claptrap. I don't like the design, so I never bought it, but I'm gonna have to pick them up just to have it a complete set of the Borderlands figs. Here's Handsome Jack, which he also is pretty good from Mcfarlane. And then we have Zero, which he's also a pretty awesome figure. Really articulated from Mcfarlane as well. Which a lot of people probably didn't buy them and stayed away, thinking that they weren't articulated enough. And the thing is, a lot of these were liquidated, and they were clearanced out in Target, Walmarts, and in GameStops. So you could get them for practically nothing. If you looked hard enough, they had her and him and Handsome Jack for like $5, $10, $15, $12, $7. They've been on sales numerous times. And I think because they didn't sell well, that's why you didn't see the release of the other figures from Mcfarlane. And now coming soon, we should be seeing Lilith, Salvatore, and a couple other ones. So for you Borderlands fans, I highly recommend it. For all you figure enthusiasts that just like collecting cool figures, even though they may not have the dynamic posability, they definitely are articulated, and they definitely are fun, and they look great. They're sculpted really great. They come with their own stands, and they look really good in the shelves. Plus, like I said, I'm a video game channel first and foremost. I collect video game toys as well as do video game, content for video games in general. So even though I don't play the game, I love good figures. I love these character designs, just like I'm enjoying the Overwatch, just like I'm enjoying the Fortnite, and just like I enjoyed things like Gears of War, which Mcfarlane has also done, and Mass Effect, which I also own, and things like that. So, guys, I recommend it. If you find him, get him. He's a really cool figure. I think he's worth it. I think you'll be happy with it, especially at the price. And the articulation is a hell of a lot better. On top of the 8 paint applications and the accessories it comes with, I think are fair enough. So, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Give me a like, give me a dislike, whatever you feel like doing after you see this and view it. Also, share it with someone that you think might like it. And if you're new to my channel, and subscribe and like what I'm doing and did subscribe for that reason, welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. It means the world to me. And remember, because I know you don't have to, now you become part of my family for doing so. So, if you guys want to help me out in my channel for any future content, whether it is doing more figures, having better lighting, better camera, green screen, whatever, the potential to do anything for better content, let me know if you are willing or would like to. I'll leave my PayPal account down the bottom, so you guys can make any type of donations if you feel free to do so. It's not mandatory. If you don't, perfectly fine. It doesn't matter. 25 cents, 50 cents, a dollar. It doesn't matter. It goes a long way and is greatly appreciated. Because I'm not sponsored. I don't have a Patreon page. I don't have, I'm not picked up by any ads. I have a low subscriber base, or even though I've been doing this for over 3 years. So I'm not really making any money out of this. I do this out of the love of my heart and because I enjoy doing it. And also, I pay for all this stuff straight out of pocket or with the help of one of my boys. And that's about pretty much it. So, any little bit of help will go a long way and be greatly appreciated, like I said already. Thank you for joining me, guys. I hope you really enjoyed my little review and unboxing. Let me know what you think. See you on the next one. Love you very much. And thanks again for tuning in. Bye-bye.